It is a sight to behold once you enter Arttd'inox, a flagship brand by Jindal Lifestyle Limited. The luxurious stainless steel products on display are a testimony to craftsmanship and meticulous art. Today, we are at one of the stores in Defence Colony. While there are quite a few product designers who are creating these magical art pieces and taking forward the Indian handcrafting techniques of our Indian artisans, today we get to interact with two of them, Ms Swati Gakkher and Ms Nidhi Kalra. So let's dive straight into the conversation.
I'm from NIFT. I did my product design from NIFT and I graduated in the year 2000 and worked for some years in Bangalore with a company that was into 18 carats gold and diamond jewelry. For about 4-5 years I worked with them. Then I moved back to Delhi and worked with another organization that did lighting fixtures. I was heading the lighting department for them. Then I did my MBA from IIFT. And I have been working with Arttd'inox for the last, 18 years now, since 2005. So ever since, it's been stainless steel all the way.
So I've done my bachelor's in architecture and master's in industrial design from School of Planning and Architecture, Delhi. And I started my career with furniture and then moved to stainless steel, designing stainless steel lifestyle products. And it's been going to be 12 years that I've been designing products in stainless steel.
Even back in college, I worked with a myriad of materials, starting with, all kinds, including craft sector, working with footwear, and then eventually, of course, I spent a lot of time working on a scale that was that much. We're talking MMs, very, very tiny. So when stainless steel came to me, it was an opportunity to really expand my horizon as far as learning and working is concerned. But I think the challenge of it's not a very easy material to work with, It's, and obviously diametrically opposite to the materials I was working with. So I think that's the challenge of the material itself and the possibilities that it holds, which really attracted me to stainless steel.
Since college, I was very passionate to work with this material. And stainless steel is a very futuristic and a very modern material. So whether outdoor, indoor, claddings or maybe architectural facades. So everywhere, they've used stainless steel. And a lot of techniques can be done on that. So it's a very experimental material and still experiments are going on, like on color finishes, surface finishes.
Stainless steel is not a very new material as far as our society is concerned. I think the material has been traditionally a very integral part of our society and has been used extensively in all homes pan-India. Steel, I think it's one of the most abundant and most populated product in every kitchen. In every state of this country, stainless steel is utilized and is sometimes also considered the right pure material to be used for a certain purposes. So there are certain regional patterns, like if you go to south of India, there are a lot of things that people would only do in stainless steel store, only in stainless steel. So south people look upon it very differently and the utility is far more. It's probably not viewed as was not viewed as a very high-end luxurious material, but more something that is sustainable, that is most practical with maximum longevity and least reactive. I can't really pinpoint any one place where it is used more than the other. I mean, every kitchen would find its fair share of stainless steel products. But I think over the years, brands like Arttd'inox have been responsible for sort of bringing it out from the kitchen and out in the open. It's gone beyond its utility just for serving and storing to something that is to be show-offed, something that can be part of your living, something that can be part of your decor.
Yeah, and this material is very durable, whether outdoor. So yeah, practically if you see region to region. So this material is perfect. So when it comes to food, so stainless steel is the best material, you know, whether it's food storage or whether it's eating out of it, drinking out of it. So, you know, it doesn't react with the, you know, material.
Or even the
Food,
cookware for
yeah.
that matter.
Now pressure cookers are also in stainless steel.
So there is least contamination with regards to food. It's far easier to keep it clean, unlike porous objects which you know absorb the.
Easy to clean.
Yeah, they also harbor microbes, but stainless steel doesn't. You know, so once it's cleaned, it's clean.
Hygiene.
So it's easy to make it to sanitize, to sterilize. So I mean, it was being used in surgical, medical fields also for the same reason, and now we're using those properties and taking it beyond the kitchens, because like she said, that it's a great material for outdoors as well, since it doesn't really require too much of paint or anything to sort of safeguard it from the elements. So springback is typically that you bend something and it bounces back. The kind of grade we use is just the right kind. So if we want to have a lid that fits in well, right? You would need that little snug fit, then you want a little bit of a springback. You don't want a material to be so soft that over time when you sort of use the lid versus the box, it goes loose on you. You want the little spring back to hold the little bit of rigidity, to hold the form in place, the function in place. So there are too many collections that have gone past the last 18 years that I've been here. But currently what is on display, and I can take you through, is a collection which is called the Aladdin collection, and it has an interesting story behind it. It actually was inspired by my trip to Turkey. This is how the chain of thoughts went. It went from Turkey to the Arabian Nights to Aladdin, and that's how the name and the collection really came about. So there are many little things which were taken from the Aladdin, which is of course the story of the flying carpets and the magic and all of that, and that has been interpreted in various ways throughout this collection. So it's a beverage range, as you can see, and the whole magic part of it was really brought about through optical illusion, which I tried to achieve through graphics on the cups, then kilims on the cups and the mugs. And because we're talking about a flying carpet, so a tray came about which looked like it's floating, and you can see the pattern on the tray, which is also inspired by the Persian carpets. So it's actually a chemical etching that has been done and coated with polyurethane. So the colors, of course, were taken from they're all rich colors. You can see the handle or the voluminous body and the reflective surfaces, the gold, all of that speaks opulence. The whole intent was that. Then there are tessellations. If you're familiar with what tessellations are, this is repeat patterns that you see in Islamic buildings and all of that. So those are the repeat patterns per se, which I've taken and have been interpreted in the form of an emboss on the jar. Okay, so this is a jar that I designed with a scoop, which is basically like, we keep dry snacks or nuts or something, and you oftentimes need a scoop. You don't want to be running for spoons and such.
So this is my favorite collection, and it's Poppy collection. So as the name depicts, it's inspired by poppy seeds, poppy flowers. So poppy seeds have very bulbous shape, and they have ribs on it and they have crown on it. So the shape inspired me, to make the collection. So I started with conceptualization and ideation and created a lot of concepts. Then I moved to creating, 3D forms. So I took this poppy and, had this pole platter. So this crown, the lines of the crown, I took it on the platter. So this platter has lines which look really elegant. So these lines on the platter are on all the platters I've taken. So, and adding semi-precious stone. This is lapis lazuli, and I've added this semi-precious stone as poppy, which highlights the product, and it looks very elegant as it's semi-precious stone. So I have these bowls. So these bowls I've tried to use poppy seed and tried to make these legs in this bowl, Then ribs are there in the product, which makes it look very shiny and bright, and yet all these products are decorative, yet they can be used for serving also. So the main concept was, whether it's for serving or whether it's for anything, but it should look decorative when we are not using the product. So yet we can place it on the table and it looks nice and looks decorative. So like in this product, so I have typically taken lines as my inspiration, and this whole top of the platter has vertical lines which are inspired by the crown of the poppy seed. Also, we work with a lot of artisan and craftsmen. So this platter, I've taken handwork on this. This is all hand beaten platter, and it has poppy graphics on it. This is all chitai work which happens. So even the shape of this platter is all hand beaten. So the karigar sits and forms this shape of the platter. So yet, this also is yet decorative, yet it can be used for serving also.